Bitterly cold temperatures the past several days have been a harsh reminder that winter is just around the corner. But it also means it's time to get your homes and vehicles ready. Joining me now is Mike Harrison with the Better Business Bureau. First, Mike, let's talk about what drivers can do to prepare their cars. Well,
sure. Yeah, at the BBB this time of the year, we actually see quite a few complaints that come through that revolve around car service. Basically, anything that we talk about today, any tips, it's common sense, but there are some things that we may not have thought about or maybe we've overlooked. So, we're going to see an increase in travel with holidays coming up. And so when you're out on the road in your car, you just want to make sure that you have an emergency kit with you in case you do break down on the side of the road. You need to call a tow truck. But that kit, you should have blankets, you should have gloves, you should have boots, a small shovel with you, any ice melt, ice scrapers, and keep that with you all the time in the trunk of your car. Before you get out on the road, we do recommend that you bring your car into a mechanic so that they can winterize the vehicle. So what you want them to look at, fluid levels, you want to make sure that you have new wiper blades. They're going to look at belts, hoses, the battery in your car. We want to make sure that you have new windshield wipers, that the tires are in good working order. So those are all things that they need to be looking at. But as drivers, it's recommended that we keep our gas tanks at least half full throughout the winter months so that it doesn't freeze up.
Oh, that's a good thing to remind people of, too. So then kind of let's go over the BBB's home winterizing checklist. First, furnace checkup.
Yeah, very important. I mean, there's nothing like coming home to a freezing house, after you've been at work all day, you get back from vacation, and you realize that your furnace doesn't work. So we advise that you bring in a professional to take a look at the furnace, make sure that it's in proper working order. Is the pilot light lit? Does the thermostat work properly? You may want to invest in a digital thermostat, so that way at least you can program it accordingly however you want it to. Check the filters, replace those as needed, and we also recommend that you go ahead and insulate the heating ducts, because the U.S. Department of Energy estimates that those homes that are centrally heated could lose up to 60% of that warm air before it even gets to your vents if they are not insulated properly.
Okay, another good thing to think about.
Yep.
And then how about if you have a fireplace, should you light it, make sure that's working?
Well, yeah, we recommend that you hire a professional as well, come in to inspect the fireplace, see if there's any repairs that need to be made, because what they're looking for is to see if there are any animals, nests, any debris that has settled throughout the winter months. Also a good tie-in, make sure that you inspect your smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. Hopefully we're all in a good habit of doing that when the time changes, but it's also recommended to replace those units themselves every 10 years.
Okay, and then now outside the house, thinking of the gutters with the leaves, also something.
Yeah, and that may be one that we don't think about, but it's important to make sure that those are cleaned out. Water could always back up. If it does, freezes, it could expand, and it could cause damage to those gutters, and it can be expensive to repair them.
Okay, and then doors and windows, what should we do with those?
Yeah, every house has small leaks throughout the home. Just look around the windows, the doors, you're looking at the caulking to make sure that there's no damage. You might have to replace that. But make sure all the windows and doors are closed tightly so no cold air gets through.
Okay, and then lastly, final preparations.
Yeah, final preparations. Basically, just as in your car, you want to make sure that you have an emergency kit in case the power goes out. You should have flashlights with fresh batteries, candles, matches, bottled water, non-perishable foods. As far as being outside, if you're lucky enough to have a snowblower, you want to start that beforehand, make sure that it works, that you have shovels in place, plenty of ice melt. But then as far as your faucets, you want to drain those, and then you want to make sure that you unhook any water hoses just to prevent your pipes from freezing. So with any of these, if you're looking to hire somebody to come in to look at your furnace, if you need to get your car checked out, or if you need a tow truck, go to our website, midmobbb.org, so you can request a free business review, because we all want to work with companies that are trustworthy and that are reliable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so right now is a good time before it gets too cold to get those emergency kits both in your car and home ready.
You are correct.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
You bet.
And if you have any questions or want more information on how you can get ready for this winter, you can always visit the BBB's website or give them a call. That information